Thank you, Pratyush, for making it to Delhi, and a huge round of applause. This is actually the first model to come out of India. We go on and on about OpenAI and Anthropic, but Sarvam deserves a lot of love, so bigger round of applause, please. And Pratyush, I think what also makes Sarvam very distinct is that this was completely trained on Indian data, right? If you can take us through that, why it gets languages, why it gets dialects and subtexts right. That would also be one of the factors.
Yes, it definitely has language as a key focus, but it also does math and programming. In fact, the team just ran it yesterday on the JEE paper of this year. And on the mains paper, it got all the questions on math right, and I think it missed 2 questions on physics, right? So this is a model that has reasoning, that has programming, that has understanding of the world in general, and better accuracy on Indian languages, right? So on the data side, we have trained it on the world's data, including, of course, data from India. But the key thing is we've done it all in-house. So when a model is being audited for various purposes, is this the right model to use? The raw material really is data. And we are able to say that, hey, here is the data we have trained it on, and hence this is the model's capabilities, right? So doing that end-to-end is what gives sovereignty. Else you're always dependent on some part of the supply chain on other players.
The fact that your model is able to solve JEE paper, how does that make you feel as someone who teaches at IIT Madras?
Yeah, no, look, I think for all of us, these models can do most of the things we are doing. Okay, just that is the reality of what it is. But more than what is interesting, actually, the model, we also asked it to teach somebody a few of these questions. And it's going to come out in a blog soon. And actually, it does a good job. It actually takes the question, helps somebody understand what are the reasons behind it. So humans and AI working well together is going to be one interesting area where I think I think India will do well because we are generally so positive as a country about technology. I think we'll find our ways around how to do this meaningfully.
Right. You've also managed to build Sarvam at a fraction of the cost that, what Silicon Valley companies are doing. OpenAI yesterday, I think, raised $100 billion. Anthropic raised $30 billion 2 weeks ago. And Sarvam's last fundraise, I think, was in 2023, 41 million. How is it to compete with these large labs with never-ending pockets of money?
No, I think different companies are in different phases of their journey. I think comparing it is not that straightforward. I think the bottom line is that AI leads to improved productivity no matter what you're doing, including building AI. And that is the interesting part, right? It's almost like a reactive system that can improve itself, right? And I think at least for us, the journey is very clear. You can train models very accurately with a lesser amount of resources. But from there, we want to step up. We want to be building larger models that are globally competitive on all fronts, right? And that will require more compute. But the bottom line is it's really crossing the hump of saying that we are in the race, right? As opposed to saying we'll always be users of stuff that frontier companies across other countries would do.
Yeah, I think in your opening slide put it very well. Can be, must be, should be to we can. So I think that's the overriding message. But Pratyush, we are also in somewhat interesting and scary times. If you look at what's playing out in the US, the government is at war with Anthropic over, how, and Anthropic doesn't want their model to be used for surveillance and other purposes. What does this mean for India? Does it sort of all the more make the case for sovereign AI? If they can have such differences with the government there, if they can go at war with them, what will it mean for us? I mean, we are using all these models right, left, and center. It's clearly something very geopolitical, the way these labs can be used.
I mean, I think you know it better than me that this is a bit of a theater, right? Different things get done for different reasons. But independent of that, I think that these models are so important that they are geopolitical. In fact, the summit that just concluded in its fourth instance, attracted 100 plus countries. Which other technical domain attracts heads of state, right? It's clearly something that is geopolitically relevant. And we are in a post-AI world. It's not like we are going back. So it's really now onwards and upwards in terms of what these models can do. And the fact that most of what we do as individuals, as companies, as countries will first touch these models. They become resources of very high significance, almost national interest, right? And just like in nuclear and in space technologies, we need healthy partnership between private and public, but there is deep national interest. And I think we should think very deeply about how India can have sovereignty across the layers. While we are great users of the tech, we should continue to use them and innovate on top of them. There should be a very, very active thread and increased focus on having a sovereign alternative, which we would need at various places.
Right. If you look at how the internet economy has played out in India, the Uber of India is Uber, the Amazon of India is Amazon. But do you think there is a space for Sarvam to become the preeminent AI company in India?
We do have Ola and Flipkart, right? So I think we do have options. No, I think, look, I think I believe that this is the decade to change that more meaningfully. The belief in the country that we are builders is there. Developer strength is there. I feel there are a few other things that we typically miss. We need far greater flow of capital, which is chasing much larger outcomes. And we need to bring in distribution in terms of organizations which can absorb innovation. I think that's something that's typically, it's a bit of a premium in India. I think we'll do more of that. I'm convinced, at least at Sarvam, our mission is to be a conduit for getting the talent which is waiting to come back to India to say that, hey, let's go back to India and do it, right? So I'm confident this will happen. There are a few things that need to be in line. But again, platform shifts are great opportunities to disrupt it. Whether it is hardware, whether it is the operating system, whether it is the cloud, whether it is AI, it's all for grabs in the next decade. And we should be playing a very, very strong, with a straight bat and saying we want it all, in alternatives, at least in India.
Right. The Meity Additional Secretary Abhishek Singh is here, and I must mention that the government has played an outsized role in ensuring that India has foundational models. We haven't seen a matching level of commitment from the venture capitalists here. In fact, many of them are now looking at bets in the US. They are setting up offices in the US. Are you a little disappointed? Has that behavior changed?
No, firstly, let's count our blessings, right? I think the government, it's not, by the way, it's not usual. Having seen how the government is working, the challenges, the complications are significant, right? In that, making strong bets and seeing those bets come off, I think is a moment to celebrate, right? I think that taking decisions and risks in the government is so hard, right? Venture capitalists, I think, see, look, everybody is, have not met one person who knows with clarity what is happening and will happen, right? So it's everybody's bet, everybody's making bets, and they're reacting to things that as they are coming in. I think once we show potential, things will happen. I think we need more, intent in the country to absorb innovation, because innovation needs playgrounds, right? And that's one thing that we'll have to create more of. But I'm sure it's going to happen in the years to come.
Right. Last question, Pratyush. You've demoed, what you've been up to. What can we expect in the next 1 year from you? Will you be more active on the enterprise side, the consumer side? Because you also showed us about, the Indus chatbot that you've developed.
Yeah, no, probably not discuss strategy here with you, but no, the bottom line is this. I think we'll stay true to our name, which is that we want to bring AI to all in India. That's our turf. We want to work on doing that. And I don't have it with me. I thought I have it in my coat, but we have built these glasses, right?
Glasses, yes.
The case glasses. We genuinely believe that we should. It's interesting how many meetings I walk into and say, hey, we built models, and these models are available through these glasses, and everybody's like, okay, when can I get the glasses, right? So I think we need to make AI consumable, and I think these devices will play a major role in that. It's coming out in May. It's being built and manufactured in India, the first glasses to be manufactured in India. So we are very clear on what our goals are. We are also very clear that while we focus on India in the coming years, we also will focus on how India can then be an exporter of AI globally, right? Because our strengths in IT services, when combined with our ability to do R&D in this, will be a potent mixture, and we'll find the right partnerships there to make that happen.
Great. On that note, thank you very much, and may you find the strength within. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
And a huge round of applause for Pratyush.
Thank you.
Thank you.